1 second from half court. Jumping for joy.
First ever.
A 2-on-1. Oh!
Did he bring it in? He did!
It is
Caught!
It's a beautiful Saturday here in downtown Pittsburgh as we get set for day 3 of the WPIAL Soccer Championships. And we first start with a Cinderella story. The number 9 seeded Burrell Buccaneers have fought tooth and nail to this point for their first appearance in the WPIAL Finals, going up against a juggernaut to say the least, the number 2 seeded Quaker Valley Quakers, who are searching for their first WPIAL title since the early 90s. All coming up next right here on NFHS Network. Mike Powers, Jack Ridenauer here with you. Mike Powers will join us in a little bit as we get set for this showdown. Like mentioned about Burrell, they cruised their way through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, taking down Keystone Oaks 6-0, and then taking down one of the top teams in all of 2A, Mount Pleasant, in the quarters 4-0, before recently defeating South Park 3-2 in the semifinals. Over for Quaker Valley, coming off a big win against North Catholic 2-0. Prior to that semifinal win, they defeated Deer Lakes 1-0 and then Southmoreland 4-0 in the first round. So this Quaker Valley team, they've had a little bit of a tougher road to get to this point, while for Burrell, again, a team that has caught a lot of people by surprise, and they have found themselves in this situation for the first time in their program history, 1 win away from a WPIAL championship. Getting set for opening touch between these two teams. Burrell at 14-5-1, Quaker Valley 16-2-2. The Quakers were the co-section champions in Section 3 with Beaver area. Burrell finished 3rd in Section 2. But that's all put to the side as we get ready to get going here in our first of 4 championship matches, the final day of the 2024 WPIAL Finals. Off and running here from Highmark Stadium. Thanks for joining us on your Saturday morning. Good pressure by Ari Bosch as she goes crashing into the sideline. Mentioned about Quaker Valley coming off a 2-0 decision against North Catholic. For Burrell, it was a 3-2 win against South Park in the semifinals. A little bit more of a back-and-forth game that the Buccaneers were able to escape from. The Burrell Buccaneers were able to score the game winner with 16 seconds remaining in really a thrilling semifinal finish.
Yes, sir.
Cleared back nicely by Eva Wilson. Throwing for Quaker Valley's Rowan Wallace. Pulls back for Cariotis. Cariotis, an all-section performer for this Burrell Buccaneers team. Wilson gets it away. Another deep throw in for Quaker Valley. First time that the Quakers have appeared in this situation, a WPIAL final since 2003. They have been a stingy defense on the season. Hold back for Burrell. But a throw-in comes for Quaker Valley's Mia Duckstein. Finds the feet of Anna Hanley. A race for the 50-50. Burst of speed by McKenna Miller of Burrell. She does earn the deep throw in here for the Buccaneers. Just like Quaker Valley, Burrell was also a very stifling defense, giving up 0.9 goals per game, which was second best in the section. McKenna Miller tries to dribble around. Great defense, though, by Duckstein. Cariotis. Quaker Valley continues to recover well defensively despite Burrell putting on some pressure. This Buccaneers team did struggle down the stretch of the regular season, dropped 3 of their last 4 matches heading into the playoffs. However, 2 of those losses were to 4A teams in Plum and Peters Township. McKenna Miller, the touch to Cariotis, slots it down. A chance for the Buccaneers to get on the board first, but they can't. Micaiah Buchak's strike is gobbled up nicely by Ava Hayjock, the freshman keeper. And what a job by Buchak for Burrell. Thought she had an opportunity. The all-section performer cannot put this one through. A great start, though, for Burrell's offense, knowing that they can find a hole in this Quaker Valley defense. Buccaneers trying to deprive Quaker Valley of their 3rd ever WPIAL title and earn the first one ever in Buccaneers girls soccer history. Hanley gets it away. Bosch sends it, gets it right back. Blitz by Cariotis. Buchak pesters her. Nice touch pass by Rowan Wallace up to Bosch, but then Buchak comes into possession of it again. Miller drags down, too heavy of a touch, and Modrovic plays it out of play. So another good recovery by Quaker Valley's defense. However, they are feeling the pressure of this Burrell offense. Like mentioned about their strong defense, the Buccaneers also had the 2nd highest goals per game average in Section 2, almost 4 goals a contest on the season. The goal kick comes for Ava Hayjock. Bosch drops it back. Good pressure by Maggie Nesco. All-section performer gives it off to another all-section player in Buchak. Can't locate it. Rowan Wallace skips it out of play. A little more than 5 minutes gone in this first half of the 2A Girls Soccer Championship. Quaker Valley trying to end a more than 30-year drought since their last title came in 1992. So none of the players on this Quaker Valley team were even alive the last time that Quaker Valley were crowned champions in the WPIAL. Sent through the box, but Hayjock right there. Good idea by Michaela Corey to just feather it through. But give credit to the freshman keeper here. Doing a nice job. Feeling a little bit of pressure on the shot by Corey. Impressive to say the least that the Quakers keeper in Hayjock has been so strong all season long, and again, just her first year in varsity soccer. Good throw in by Modrovic, but Eliza Rom unable to handle it. They changed the call. Number 9 seeded Burrell trying to pull off a major upset, not to mention a tremendous Cinderella story run. 9 seeded Buccaneers have found themselves in this point. Annabelle Miko on the set piece. Miko, an all-conference or all-section performer this season for the Quaker Valley Quakers. Good ball through, but headed away nicely. Kept alive. Punted out of play by Modrovic. Buccaneers have really had a chip on their shoulder coming into the postseason. It is their 9th straight playoff appearance. You look over for Quaker Valley, it's a team that has kind of acknowledged that there's different challenges that the playoffs present. And one of them is that playing teams that you haven't played up against before, and these two teams not competing in the same section, so don't really have that regularity or at least familiarity with one another as opposed to being part of the same section. A nice run by Leo Wald-Smith, stumbles and loses it. Miller keeps it, blasted back by Duckstein. Both teams still getting through the feeling out process, more than 8 minutes gone in the opening half. Gatehouse slides it out of play. Maggie Nesko, back for Parker Moore. Kariotis tries to keep it alive. Finds the feet of Miko. Bosch. One more for Rom. Quakers trying to make something happen in the attacking third and get on the board first. Almost 9 minutes gone in the first half. Fantastic defense by Burrell's Kariotis. Wald-Smith in pursuit. Good recovery by the Quakers. Modrovic moves it ahead, but Wilson breaks it up. Miko comes back into the action. Rom tries to rip around Katie Kohler. Gets it right back. Great recovery by Corey of Burrell. She takes it down herself. Too heavy for Buchak. As we take one more look here, some really good defense, some great footwork. Whether it's been Michaela Corey or Miley Kariotis of Burrell. As Maggie Nesko dribbles through. Miller finds Wald-Smith. Here comes Buchak. Opens up. Burrell trying to strike first in the 2A championship. Moore taken away by Duckstein, but Duckstein can't corral it fully. Moore prevails. Kariotis fires it off Bosch, and a throw-in earned by the Buccaneers. More than 10 minutes gone in the first half. This Quaker Valley team felt like they really had the talent to get to this point of the season. But they're going up against a team that has played with a chip on their shoulder all playoffs long. So you got to think that the talent versus the tenacity becomes a major theme in this one. Nesko tries to get around Duckstein, but too strong of defense by the freshman of Quaker Valley. Here's Bosch. Kariotis pries it away. Lucas Savage for Quaker Valley comes into control of it. Her first touch. Bosch takes her time. Throws it for Hanley. Met by Miller. Pries it free. Nice ball. Too heavy of a touch though by Kohler. Moore.
Maggie, watch backside, Maggie!
Bosch. Kariotis pokes it free again. One more. Buchak. Can't fully get around. Here comes Wald-Smith as she crashes through. Cleared back by Quaker Valley. Modrovic being that last line of defense. Kayla Corey with the throw-in. Burrell trying to complete the Cinderella story here in downtown Pittsburgh. Capture their first ever WPIAL championship in their first ever title appearance. Kohler. Broken up by Modrovic. Rom. Hanley. Miko. Tries to knife around. There's it back for Eva Wilson. Moore. Settled by Emma Courier, but has a lot of pressure on her. Duckstein and Buchak both race over, and it stays with the Buccaneers. Quaker Valley trying to snap a more than 30-year drought without a title, their last title coming in 1992. Trying to pick up their third one ever, but they first have to get through the number 9 seeded Burrell Buccaneers, who have stolen the show this year in the 2A playoffs. Service through, pings around. Nice job by Gatehouse to keep it alive. Second chance though, Waldsmith keeps it. Kariotis has it blocked. She wants a handball, doesn't get it, and Modrovic moves it back. Householder, along with Lucas Savage, into a tussle. And Quaker Valley earns the possession back. Take another look here. Kariotis firing it. Looks like there might have been a handball.
Number 9, Hope Waller.
Hope Waller checks in for Quaker Valley. As we now welcome on Mike Powers.
How are you, my friend?
I'm wonderful now that you're here. Glad that you fought through that traffic, buddy.
Gotta love the Parkway, right?
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. Mike Powers, Jack Ridenauer here with you on NFHS Network. Here's Waller. Just checked in.
Jack, I was listening to the broadcast on the way in. You're doing such a good job, I thought about not even coming. You're doing excellent.
Oh, thanks, man. I try. Hey, I had to hold the fort down until you got here. You're the star of the show.
You did great.
I try, man.
You're the star.
Here's Waller. Slides it over for Hanley. Waller fires it off of Waldsmith.
She took a shot right off the face there, Jack.
Yeah, and early on, Mike, right now for both these teams, kind of getting through the feeling out process some, but for Burrell, they have really put some pressure on early for this Quaker Valley team.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that the last couple nights where teams really start trying to feel each other out, and then they get one opportunity as we see her run into space here.
Here comes Buchak. Can't beat Courier. Hayjock right there to scoop it up, but Buchak continues to leak out and really seems to be the threat offensively for Burrell. Bosch juggles. Kariotis tries to keep it with the Buccaneers. This Burrell team finished with 14 wins a year ago, while for Quaker Valley an 11-6-1 season in 2023. Finished tied for third last year with Beaver Area. This year catapult their way to co-section champions with Beaver Area. They returned 9 players from last year who saw a lot of action. Trying to put it all together for a third ever title run. Miller gets knocked off her line. No whistle as Modrovic plays away with it, but now a whistle comes in.
Yeah, a little bit of an extension of the arm there, Jack. A little push off as we take a look. There's a great ball down line, and then just a little shove at the end there. But Jack, you had mentioned you had mentioned Buchak, and she had 2. She scored with 2 in the quarters, and then she scored with 16 seconds left on one of those. So I mean, she's a big-time player. She can always put one in the back of the net. So just keep an eye out for her this game.
Nesko slashes it through, popped up by Miller. They say it's out of play. Moore could not keep it in bounds, so Quaker Valley dodges a bullet this time.
It's a nice set piece there, Jack. They had two players that ran over the ball there. They finally struck it and served it in and just couldn't put it in the back of the net.
McKenna Miller sprawls to knock that one back. This Buccaneers defense has been stingy, to say the least, to start, Mike. Mike, I know that a year ago you were part of a big Cinderella run with the Norwin boys soccer team. So for this Burrell team, what's kind of the mindset coming into today, knowing that you're the underdog and you have a lot, well, not the most to prove, but obviously nobody's really believing that you can do it.
Yeah, I think the biggest part is everyone on that bench, everyone on that team knows that they deserve to be here now. And at this point, once you get to Highmark, anything can happen. It's an even game. So put your shots on frame, crash the net, and then just trust in your teammates. But when you make a Cinderella run like that, Jack, there's a lot of momentum, and you start believing that anything can happen. And I think we're seeing some of that right now.
Corner kick for the Buccaneers. First one of the morning. It's Eva Wilson to take it, trying to find a teammate to get Burrell on the board first. Slips through. Nesko.
Boys officials for soccer, football, baseball. Okay, from basketball. I've seen him before. I just looked at that and knew who he was.
Nesko tries to find Buchak, but Duckstein gets there first. Good attempt by Householder to rifle it through, but to no avail. It does stay with Burrell. Quaker Valley team that allowed just 9 goals this entire season. But for Burrell, their offense clicking in the playoffs, outscored their first 2 playoff opponents 10-0. Took all the way to the semifinals for the first 2 goals to go against this Buccaneer defense. Buchak, the reason why the Buccaneers are in this position, keeps it alive. Looks for Walt Smith, can't connect. Gatehouse keeps it away.
That was such a good idea by Buchak to slot that ball back, hoping that somebody was crashing the net.
Here comes Bosch.
We take another look at that replay, but we see Buchak slot that ball back perfectly to the 6. Just nobody crashing on the back door, but great heads-up play. She stayed right through the traffic and slotted one in.
Modrovic sails it back.
Jack, this is a rowdy crowd for an 11 o'clock game.
I love it. I love it. Locked in, to say the least.
Yeah, to Dan's point there, you don't see a lot of tailgating in soccer games, but we've seen them this weekend.
Courier sends it out of play. A lot of fans early here at Highmark Stadium this morning, especially for this Buccaneer team. Something that this community has never experienced, and that is an appearance in the WPIAL Girls Final. Here's Kohler.
I've
Sends it through Waller.
That 3A boys final today, Jack, I think there are going to be a lot of people here. It's going to be really, really fun.
Waller tries to drag it through, and she does not earn the throw-in. Waller does not notice that it's not Quaker Valley's ball and still throws it in. But it does stay with the Buccaneers.
You hear their coach telling them to push up, push up. He wants somebody to make that run down line and take the space.
Down goes Kohler. She gets shoved by Miko. A set piece with Miko committing the foul. Inside of 18 minutes until the half. No score in the 2A finals. Number 9 Burrell, number 2 Quaker Valley. Buccaneers trying to do the unthinkable and pull off a Cinderella run. Beautiful ball, but Waldsmith can't get there. Householder thought that she could connect with her sophomore teammate.
That was a tough area to strike that from as well in the set piece because she didn't really have a lot of room to run up. She was basically tucked back into the Quaker Valley bench there.
Miko fires it ahead. Waller can't control. Periotis pokes it away. Waller finds Gatehouse. Shimmies through. Bosch settles. One of the few offensive touches for this Quaker Valley team. And it results in Anna Hanley's shot being saved by Barczykowski.
Jack, I was wondering if there was a relation to the boys coach from Burrell, Cariotis, but then I looked down and see him on the sideline, so without a doubt.
You answered your own question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was going to ask you. I looked down and I see him on the sideline there and helping out the girls team.
Buchak and Duckstein both. A throw in for Burrell. Miko can't handle it. Hold back for Moore. Nesco has it taken away by Gatehouse. Kohler crashes through. Gatehouse goes flying. Whistle finally comes in. This fan base for both teams coming to life here early this morning.
Now, Jack, usually after the play, after a foul is called and a player kicks that ball back, there's usually a card after that. But we talked about this before. It is really hard to hear things down on the field, including the whistle.
Set piece here for Courier, but not the greatest. Pull back for Modrovic. Buchak. Modrovic there first.
That's a shaking, Jack.
Buccaneer faithful are here, that's for sure. Trying to help their team pick up their first ever championship win. Waldsmith. Waller tight ropes it in play. Back for Wilson, inside of 15 minutes till the half. Courier knocks it away. Householder juggles. Miko gets taken down. The foul that goes against Householder.
Jack might be getting a card there. Yep, just reaching for the pocket, Jack.
And that does seem to be the case. Householder given the yellow, and these Buccaneer fans irate that Householder now has to sit after a play similar happening a few minutes ago and no card against Quaker Valley.
Yeah, so she'll be able to come back in at 9:31, but I was just getting ready to say, Jack, that with how many fouls there have been, you would think that there's going to be a card coming eventually. We see it there.
Amelia Lager checks in for the Buccaneers.
Chance to put this one on frame and go up 1-0, Jack.
It's Annabelle Miko, a sophomore all-section performer. 1 of 5 on this Quaker Valley team. Trying to get the Quakers on the board first. Good strike from distance. Barczykowski on cue.
We see the set piece here, just chips up in the air. A little hybrid cross shot, trying to drop it into the box, and really good save by the goalkeeper.
Miller. Periotis with space. Walled up by a double team. Miller punts wide.
It was a good decision by Cariotis. She looked up, she saw 3 defenders in front of her.
Back in for the
Just turned
Quakers,
around,
number
played the
7,
negative ball back, and
Eliza
they try for a long shot.
In comes Eliza Rom for Quaker Valley, and out comes Rowan Wallace. Miller dices through, looks for Buchak. Great defense by Modrovic. Springs Miko free. Met by Kohler.
It's good defending.
Waldsmith lets it slip through the cracks. Miller.
And Jack Burrell's coach is not happy with the way some of these calls have been going.
Nesco wards off Gatehouse. Gets sandwiched by Miko. Buccaneers want a foul, they don't get it. Frustration starts to leak out for some of these Buccaneer fans. 12 and a half minutes till the break. Quaker Valley trying to pick up their first ever championship since 1992. Buchak in a race with Modrovic. Arced back by Modrovic.
If Quaker Valley can start winning that second ball, or Burrell, rather, Jack can start winning that second ball, sending it back, that's how you're going to get the opportunities.
Just to talk through like reflections.
Good run by Baker. Back for Rom. Dashes through.
Good tackle.
More with phenomenal defense. Courier controls. Cariotis wants to run. Miller slices down. The foul. Modrovic presumably going to be hit with this foul.
And Jack, stopping the clock again, another card's coming out.
So Modrovic gets hit with the yellow. So now she has to come out.
So she'll be out now until 6:38.
That springs Rowan Walson from the bench for the Quakers. And I'm starting to wonder, Mike, with how loud it is, maybe these players aren't hearing the whistle.
Yeah, I don't think they hear the whistle, and I also don't think they hear their coaches. We saw last night a lot of coaches telling players to get up, do different things, and the players just weren't listening. They couldn't hear them. So it's tough to play down there, especially with how loud it is today with 2 communities that haven't been here before.
Wilson on the set piece.
Looks like this is going to be a left-footed ball, Jack. It should bend towards the goal. She asked for 10 to have the wall back up.
Quaker Valley trying to snap a more than 30-year drought without a title and pick up their 3rd one ever. But this number 9 seeded Buccaneers team proving to be a handful right now, trying to get their first championship. Wilson with a nice ball. Moore spears. Buchak. Goal kick comes for Hayjock.
Jack, asking for 10 there actually backfired. I'm not sure if we caught that, but when she asked for 10, she counted off the paces. The defense was actually more than 10, so they got to come closer. You don't usually see that happening a lot. Good ball through.
Miller looks for the angle, goes down by Courier, and a foul against Courier.
And now this is in a very dangerous area with a really good angle on goal.
So a beautiful chance here for the Buccaneers as we take one more look on the foul. Miller, the sophomore for Burrell, has been a pest, to say the least.
Now, there's 3 players again. We'll see if they're going to run over this ball like they did last time and try to get that wall to move first. They're in shooting range.
It's Nesco to take a lead off the crossbar. Moore tries to arc it back. Can't drag around Miko.
Ball's still in.
Double Leah!
Waller settles. And that crossbar just so cruel to the Buccaneers. Gatehouse gashes through.
Really good cutback.
Knocks down Cariotis. Nesco. Miller. Swerves. Cut off by Courier.
It's a risky ball, Jack.
Buchak almost gets there. Nesco. The strike. Ajok right there. So far, both teams with quality chances, but Burrell winning the possession battle at the moment. Buchak continues to apply pressure. Wallace searches for Baker but can't find her. Buchak tries to get around Robb. Weaves. Cariotis. All section performer finds Miller. The turning shot. Once again, inhaled by Ajok.
It was a good touch by Miller. She just wasn't able to square the hips up and get one final touch before that shot. But right now, Burrell doing a really good job of putting pressure on the defense.
Slip down, Miller in pursuit. It nearly sneaks through Ajok. Great job by Courier, though, to bother Miller some.
Yeah.
But McKenna Miller, Mike, right now, she has been impactful so much with just bringing so much attention towards her and opening things up for her teammates.
Yeah, she's making really good runs, and she's not waiting for the goalie to come out and grab that ball. She's going in to get it herself. And if there's any lack of communication, like we just saw, where a defender doesn't know, is the goalie coming out or should I clear it, she's going to be there to tap it in.
Sneaks underneath Hanley. Good job by Kohler to streak up on the steal. Miller turns, sifts down. Duckstein blocks out Waldsmith. Right now, Mike, what is it that Burrell is doing to win this possession battle?
I think it's the fact that Miller's dropping back and winning the ball, and then she's turning into space. But if she can turn and find Buchak, they could link up for a goal easily here.
Waldsmith and Courier into a foot race. The goal kick comes for Ajok, with Householder checking back in for Burrell.
Take another look at that shot right on frame. Great job touching that ball up and the shot right
And on the flip side, how can Quaker Valley try and counteract this possession battle some?
Right now, they got to find a way to step in front of Miller and not let her get that ball, and then they have to counter. As you hear the coaches yelling, you got to make a run. You have to get players that are starting to get in behind the defense, and then somebody checking back to get the ball, and from there you turn and create. But right now, Quaker Valley struggling to connect on that third pass.
Waller can't fit it through the crevice. Kohler closes it. Miller, good ball for Buchak. Met by a double team. Great defense by Rom to poke it free.
Yeah, really good job poking that one away. But I'm so impressed with the first touch of Miller and the ability of Buchak to turn right now for Quaker Valley.
Buchak in through, just wide. Ajok on the ground.
Keep working, Wyatt.
Another big chance for Burrell, Jack. We'll take a look here. We see the ball bouncing around. Gets headed right into space, and she gets a shot on net. The goalie comes out. Really physical challenge. Looks like there's going to be a foul coming out, Jack.
So Ajok and Buchak collide. Take another look there. Ajok seems to be all right after getting crunched by Buchak.
Didn't really see a foul there, Jack, but they're always going to look out to try to protect the goalies just because they're in a very vulnerable state.
Now in for the Quakers, number 10, Mia Modrovich. And number
Modrovich and Avery Pursuit check in for Quaker Valley. So we're more than 5 minutes remaining until the half. And the first time since '03 that Quaker Valley has been to this point. They fell that year in the championship, looking to capture their first title in 32 years, their third one ever. This Burrell Buccaneers team trying to etch their name in Burrell history as the first girls soccer team to capture district gold. Miller. Rainbows down, Buchak finds the pot of gold. Almost slips it through for Miller. Moore.
It's a really good step there by the outside back for Quaker Valley to step through and win that challenge.
Miller. She's been a thorn in the side today for Quaker Valley's defense. Waller twirls away from Kohler.
Good turn by Waller.
Moore. Scoots it down, and Courier again, that last line of defense. Quaker Valley allowed just 9 goals on the season, 4 in section. Burrell, though, allowed less than 1 goal per game on the year. They both got it done offensively as well. So the two, despite polar opposite seedings, most likely meant for a collision course to this point of the year. Hanley gets it away, but can't find Waller. And back down for the Buccaneers as we approach the final 3 minutes in the opening half. Miller tries to find the edge, and she does. Skips it ahead.
Buchak making a run, Jack.
Here comes Miller, slides. Trying to draw a foul, but doesn't get the call. Waldsmith, though, works it back. Gets it away from Duckstein. A strike, and Hayjock inhales.
Great work, but look for the cross there.
Jack, Burrell's doing a good job right now. They have 3 defenders that they're keeping back, and then they have 2 players in front of them, almost like a double stopper. And they're doing a really good job of stopping the counter, as we see right there. They play it back to their defense, but then they get so many numbers up top that they're just continuously coming at them. And when they find Miller's feet, she just distributes from there.
You don't give the simulation a try. Because it might have been off balance, but you also make
Gatehouse
give it a foul just because she's
finds Waller.
You've got 3
Cuts back.
You've got definite dive.
Bosch.
Pushing it down, but it's not. There's some contact.
Modrovich. Goal kick. Barczykowski for Burrell, Mike, hasn't been tested much. In a way, how can that maybe benefit Quaker Valley, knowing that there's still a lot for them to try and figure out about Barczykowski?
I think if you put one on frame, you're going to test her, and we haven't seen a lot of opportunities. So it can only take one that gets bobbled, or maybe a misjudgment that goes in the back of the net for either of these goalies.
Yeah, Barczykowski, a junior keeper for Quaker Valley, a freshman keeper in between pipes. Gatehouse, Waller, chips, Barczykowski, excuse me, right there.
Oh, boys, no. So we'll see that.
Yeah, the girls, one team.
I'm sure for Barczykowski, she's also been big-time benefit for the defense, and the defense for her has also helped her out some. Waldsmith rolls it down. Final minute in the opening half of the 2A Girls Championship. Burrell Buccaneers have clawed their way to this point, trying to capture their first ever title in their first ever appearance. While for Quaker Valley, a team that has not tasted a victory in the finals for more than 30 years, trying to at least come away with some sort of nibble of this title this Saturday. Kohler with 30 seconds. Gets it back. Hanley knocks it down. Corrals it. Modrovich finds the feet of Pursuit. Blasted back by Householder. Good ball with Miller in pursuit.
10,
Final 10 seconds. Miller with a good run, but Hayjock with it.
4, 3, 2,
Jack, Burrell, they're furious right now. They think that was a pass back to the goalie. It looked like it was a touch from the defender that the goalie picked up. We see Miller in pursuit here. We see her telling the goalie, come out, come out. She touches the ball back, and the goalie does snag it. It doesn't look intentional, but Burrell had a really good argument there.
One half in the books, deadlocked at 0 as the number 9 seeded Burrell Buccaneers trying to get their first ever title and deprive Quaker Valley of their third ever championship. We'll see who's the champion coming up next in the second half right here on NFHS Network.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
There's something special about this time of year. Spirits are high. The season is right. You can feel it in the air. It's fun. Made better with friends. Better with family. Better outside. And it all starts here. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Feels good to be off the sidelines, doesn't it? Oh yeah, it does. That extra effort with AHN Sports Medicine got you back here. With every specialty set, custom training day, and personalized drill, you bettered your body. Now line it up. They don't see this move coming. Told you. Go next level with AHN Sports Medicine.
You're always on the winning team with the Power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money, all from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today. This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by American Dairy Association Northeast. Your milk comes from a good place.
Finna make common sense cool again. No tripping, I'm the man, caught slipping. I'll be 20, 30, 50 high. Something to send to Uncle Sam. No, it's hitting fans, only so in fertile land. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Check his post, he ain't got it. Send plans, more than likely, she about it. What he posts, more than likely, he ain't about it. Caught a wave. Now we finally making noise, y'all quiet, y'all timid, y'all shy. Illinois, put in work, finally got it sound, we got it. Illinois, y'all ain't even got no poise, y'all know I'm the boy, I'm the boy, I'm the boy.
we get set for second half action, a couple highlights to welcome you back to for all of this action in the 2A Girls WPIAL Championship, deadlocked at 0. Burrell in it for the first time ever, trying to capture that first ever title, while for Quaker Valley looking for their third title in program history. Mike Powers, Jack Ryden, we're here with you. And Mike, you mentioned about McKenna Miller for Burrell, number 3. And she's been really strong offensively. She's really been the key cog to the offense in setting things up and at least getting a run together. As a former defender yourself, how would you defend somebody like that if you're on Quaker Valley?
Yeah, I think Quaker Valley started to do a better job of it at the end of the first half, Jack, where they were stepping in front of her and not letting her get that really good first touch that she has. But it's tough because she does check back to the ball. She has good vision and she knows where to go. But if you're Burrell here, you want to try to keep getting the ball to McKenna Miller's foot, let her get that first touch with the good vision, and then if she could get Buchak making some of those angled runs, play her into space, and you're off to the races.
Back in action here at Highmark Stadium. So you get closer to the afternoon. Gonna have to help me with that, Mike. These morning to afternoon games always mess me up. Good chance early for Buchak, but Hayjock being very watchful.
Well, Jack, in 4 minutes, it will be the afternoon, so I'll let you know.
Thank you. I'm glad you reminded me now. Hanley slides it down.
You're a quick learner. You figured out the PK thing very well last night.
That's because you were holding my hand on it.
I looked over, you had the little sheet with the X's and the O's, and I was like, he got it.
Math was not my strong suit, my friend. That's why I got into my talking business.
I'm going to tell Sean Myers to start asking you math questions.
Modrovic comes up off.
She's not going to run.
I don't think that would end very well.
She's much more dangerous. Help her.
Burrell's coach talking about double teaming players there. If they have the ball and they're driving at you, double team, make them play it to somebody else, and try to keep that ball wide.
Moore can't fire through, and Bosch breaks it up. Slips through the cracks. Miko loses it. Had a chance there, Mike, to maybe break away.
Yeah, very unlucky for Miko. That was a good ball. She had a really nice turn. She would have had a shot there left-footed, but she just couldn't settle that pass down.
Courier. Buchak.
So strong in the ball.
Throws it back for Corey.
It's a good ball. It's still in. Miller making a run.
Miller tries to get around Courier. And it sets up the corner early in the second half for the Buccaneers.
Miller tried to cut that ball back, Jack, to her left foot and then dribble as we see the ball down line here. She gets a touch. She goes to cut it back, and she misjudges it. And it's going out, but then the defenders touch it out. So here's a very pivotal corner right now if you're Burrell, if you can get on the end of this one.
Wilson on the set piece, trying to find a teammate to get the Buccaneers on the board first. Floats it up.
Damn.
Still loose. Recoils back for Bosch. Waller wards off Nesko. The quick touch for Modrovic.
Yeah, nice dribbling out of the back by her.
Walt Smith catches up though.
Fantastic work.
Sent back by Corey. Bounces over Miller. Buchak continues to lurk around. Miller, the long legs, keeps it in play.
It was a nice move there, trying to meg the defender and keep it in and get the cross. But Jack, right now I'm just noticing there's a little bit of miscommunication between the back line for Quaker Valley. If you're Buchak here, keep your run going. Don't assume that they're going to get that ball and clear it out, and you might get one of these balls that sneaks through that you can tap in.
Cariotis, Waldsmith. Tries to get around Rom. Met by a double of Quakers. Corey cannot control, and a throw in for the Quakers. Quaker Valley trying to snap a 32-year drought without a title. Last championship came in 1992. They reached it in 02 and 03, but fell in back-to-back years to Swickley Academy. So trying to get revenge from those back-to-back appearances. Hayjock right there. But for Burrell, team that everybody kind of wrote off coming into the playoffs, they had to go up against one of the top teams in all of 2A in Mount Pleasant and shut out the Vikings. Then they get to this point off a 3-2 win against South Park. And if they can get ahead, they have a great chance to capture their first ever title.
And that Mount Pleasant game stunned a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people expected that outcome.
They red carded the bench.
Handball by Hanley. And I think what was even more impressive in that win, Mike, was how lopsided it was. A 4-0 decision.
Yeah. And you see that sometimes, Jack. You see the underdogs coming in, they're hungry, they warm up right away, they're getting high-intensity warm-ups, and they start pumping goals in against the higher seeds, and it's tough to catch up when a team has momentum like that, especially when we see how good Burrell really is on offense.
Waller tries to gently move it through. Buchak barges back. Snuck away by Courier. And a whistle that goes against Householder. So a set piece pretty far here, but still a great opportunity in the attacking third.
As we take a look at that foul there. Yeah, this is the distance where you just kind of want to put it into the PK spot and hope that somebody can get a header on goal, and then from there you just crash.
It's Miko. Lofts it down. And Barchikowski lets it go out of play. Not quite 6 minutes gone in the second half. No score between these two teams. Both got to this point off great defense and strong offense.
It's a great poke there into space.
Miller dances.
Nice move.
Shimmies. Blocked by Rom. Miller a little slow to get up, but the Buccaneers trying to crack the code of this Quakers defense and get their first ever title. Number 9 seed trying to complete the Cinderella story here in the Steel City.
That little fake shot step over she did, Jack, was really tricky. We see another left-footed corner here that should swing towards the goal. Now the last one went kind of long. If she can take a little bit off this and serve it in, they might have some success.
Wilson floats it up. Miko gets a head on it. Back for Waller. Tries to dance around Nesko, but Nesko proving to be too much. Miller pokes it ahead for more. Hayjock gobbles it up. Settled by Gatehouse. Waller searches for Lucas Savage. Played out by Householder. This Buccaneers team coming into the season, we're coming off a really strong year a year ago where they finished a point behind Freeport for the section title. Miko slices it through, but offline for Lucas Savage. Bosch comes back.
Really good ball.
Modrovic unloads and is blocked by Wilson, but a corner comes for the Quakers.
Fantastic turn. She plays it right into space. As we take a look again, no look pass. She cuts it across her body. Really good touch into space. She pulls the trigger here, left-footed.
Quaker Valley.
And a good job blocking that shot before it gets on frame.
Duckstein to take it.
Taking it, number 5.
Quaker Valley trying to strike first in this 2A championship and end a 30-plus year drought. Good ball through, but knocked away by Kariotis, and a goal kick ensues. No, they say a corner again.
Yeah, the linesman over here is pointing to the corner, but we see the ball get served in. A little bit of a miscommunication. Nobody for Burrell. Sure who's going to clear it out, and very lucky that ball doesn't get tapped in.
Duckstein on take 2. Goes over the head of Miko. Back for Gatehouse to handle. Quaker Valley with arguably their longest possession right now and the attacking third that they've had all day.
Yeah, this is where they're their best.
Shot through.
Miko came in flying on that corner kick. It was a really good run by her. She jumped up, wasn't able to get a piece of it, but still a really good effort on her part.
Buchak gets it back from Kariotis. Two all-section players trying to guide this Burrell team to their first ever title and etch their name in Burrell lore.
Jack, just a heads up, it is the afternoon now.
Thank you, Mike, my personal timekeeper. Well, a beautiful afternoon nonetheless. Lily Baker checks in for Quaker Valley.
Back in for Quaker
Mentioned
Valley,
how, Mike, both these teams have not been in this position in a long time. For Burrell, never. Yeah. For Quaker Valley, it's been almost 20 years since they've even made it to this point. What's it like for the community, the program, the team, when you get to a point that, let's face it, members of these two teams have never accomplished before? Yeah. They weren't even alive when the last time those things happened to these teams.
It's huge. Last year with Norton, we really filled the place up, and then we saw Plum last night, had a really good crowd, and Fox Chapel had a really good crowd, and it just means so much to these communities that haven't been here in a long time, as opposed to some of the bigger schools, Jack. We talked about if they're here year after year, it's not the same.
Miko strikes, and it goes! Quaker Valley strikes first, 1-0.
I think she's excited, Jack. Fantastic finish. We see the nice little fake here. She dummies it into space, gets the right footed shot. She gets it right off the bar, right off the post inside. Great shot. And we saw her almost score on the corner kick a few minutes ago, Jack. Really good hustle.
On the assist, number 10, Mia Moldrovich.
You can just see the excitement that emanates off this Quaker Valley team, because now their group less than 29 minutes away from ending a 30-plus year drought without a title, avenging championship losses in 02 and 03, trying to get that third championship ever. But the Buccaneers not done yet. Kohler crashes through and knocks down Bosch, but it sets up a very favorable set piece just beyond the 18.
Yeah, it was a good run. Sometimes when you dribble through congested areas like that, Jack, you can get a foul out of it, which we saw. But now you're definitely in shooting range. You have to put this one on frame and make sure that everybody on Burrell is crashing the net as soon as it's hit to see if you can get a rebound.
So like before, it's Wilson, Kariotis, and Nesco that all hover. Buccaneers trail, trying to even things up.
3 players in the wall, left-footed shot.
Nesco, shot, long. Feels the wind has been taken out of the sails of the Buccaneers now. Annabelle Miko right now, the difference maker in this one. The sophomore all-section player currently has a case to be a folk hero in Quaker Valley history. Kariotis trying to change that though and get Burrell their first ever title.
Yeah, nice foot skills there from Kariotis.
Bosch slots it well for Moldrovich. The captain slings it ahead. Householder out of play. Quaker Valley cooking with grease now.
And Lily Baker was making a really good run there. If that ball sneaks through, she's off to the races.
Nesco knocks it back. Hanley finds her fellow captain, Moldrovich. Baker continues to lurk about near the 18. Rom roundhouses it to Hanley. Miller.
Another good first touch there. Good ball into space. And Duchek is making a run backside.
Waldsmith. Cut off by Rom. And Rom wins it back.
Good defending there by Rom.
Modrovic patiently through the middle. Bosch. Not phased by Kohler. But Kohler too much. Wilson on the takeaway, and Buchak with the step. Was the hero in the semifinals. Trying to do it here. Drags through for the tie. Saved. Second chance. Goes! Buchak ties it at 1. Just felt that eventually Buchak was going to break through. She stays persistent, and all of a sudden, a few minutes later, we're at level playing field.
Yeah, Jack, it's only a matter of time. She's so strong on the ball. She cuts between two defenders there. And I think the fact that Miller was off to her right made the defenders wonder, should I pick her up or go for the ball? We see the shot on goal. Nice save. Rebound comes out, and she taps it right in. Really good hustle.
So all of a sudden, Quaker Valley, that lead vanishes back to level playing field. Brings some life to the Buccaneers.
And Jack, oftentimes when you see really good players like Buchak, when they get that first goal, all the pressure's off of them. That's when they really start turning it on.
Nesko nudges it for Kohler. Too much speed.
And right before that goal, I thought that Quaker Valley did their best job of really building out from the back and actually possessing through the midfield. And then one defender steps up and wins the ball for a counterattack, and Burrell, really good finish.
Good defense by Modrovic, but Burrell keeps it alive. Waldsmith runs out of real estate. So Quaker Valley takes a lead off of Annabelle Miko's goal. Minutes later, it's Micaiah Buchak, who was, again, the hero in the semifinals, scoring the game-winning goal with 16 seconds to play. And now she's got the game-tying goal here in the championship, trying to give Burrell their first ever title. Rom. Corey. The pop-up. Miko heals it. Modrovic can't stay in play.
So Jack, Buchak has now scored in the quarters, the semis, and the finals in the WPIAL tournament here. What a run.
One of 4 all-section players for this Burrell team this season. And Buchak, just a sophomore. A lot of key players for both teams. Young underclassmen. The future bright for both programs. And now a corner comes for the Buccaneers in business, trying to complete the Cinderella story as the number 9 seed and take down Quaker Valley in the championship.
And Jack, they've scored off of 2 corner kicks from Ava Wilson in the playoffs already. So we know they're deadly. They just got to get on the end of one.
And both those goals on those corners were in the semifinals. Here's Wilson. Find a teammate for the lead. Bicycled up by Miko. Miller hovers around with Waller. Throw in, but very deep for Quaker Valley. Duckstein has to scoot back some.
Someone in the crowd said thank you for the referee making that call. I'm sure the referees appreciate that.
I would have laughed if there was a big "you're welcome." Cariotis. Nesko, all WPIAL player, finds Miller. Back to Buchak. Cariotis gets it back to Nesko. Waller whiffs. Stays with the Buccaneers, and it feels right now, Mike, all of that momentum quickly has swayed back in favor of Burrell.
It really does. Now, Quaker Valley only needs 2 or 3 passes from the back to get up front, but as of right now, Burrell doing a good job of pinning them in.
Moore. But it's Bosch that scissors away with it. Corey clobbers it back down, but goal kick comes for Hayjock. Miko the goal scorer for Quaker Valley, Buchak the goal scorer for Burrell. Two teams that have not tasted a championship victory in quite some time. Burrell never, Quaker Valley 32 years. So somebody is going to fill that void of a championship after today. Corey with the throw-in. This Burrell team's been playing with a chip on their shoulder all playoffs long in their 9th straight playoff appearance. Buchak continues to lurk about. Corner.
Another corner kick for the Bucks.
Burrell trying to reach back down to that bag of tricks on these corners, score some more goals like they did in the semis. On the assist by Eva Wilson, it was goals by Moore and Nesko on those corners in the semis. Low drive, in front, knocked away by Hayjock. Buchak was right at the goal mouth. Wonderful defense by the freshman keeper. Here comes Waller, pumps the brakes. Moore. Miller and Waldsmith crunch down on Bosch.
Jack, on that fast break, Lily Baker was wide open. They just never picked their head up to see her.
Bosch glides down. Baker pushes Corey, no whistle. Arc down, Buchak tries to settle.
Good cut
crosses. Finds an opening, but blocked away. Tremendous defense coming from Hanley, the captain.
Great defending. Buchak pulls that ball back there, Jack, because she sees Miller at the top of the 6. And just really good defending to step through and win that ball.
In comes Rowan Wallace for Quaker Valley.
We see the cutback there, trying to slot that ball across to Miller, and 3 defenders step up and win that ball.
So a corner here for Quaker Valley. Quakers looking for their 3rd ever title. Waller checks out. She put in a good shift for this Quaker team. It's Duckstein to take it. Try and find a teammate to give the Quakers the lead right back.
Short corner.
Duckstein floats it through, speared back by Wilson. Buchak spins around, feathered through. Baker just gets a toe on it, and that's it. Boomed back by Waldsmith.
It was a good clearance out, but everybody for Burrell at that point had dropped back to defense, nobody up top to receive that clearance.
Wallace. The throw in for Quaker Valley. Like you said, Mike, it feels like both these teams have now officially settled in after those first 2 goals going through. Miko, the one that gave Quaker Valley the lead, has it pried free. Gatehouse slides it down. Bosch fades away, and Barchikowski blocks it.
Jack, that was the 2nd play that we've seen now where, again, Lily Baker was wide open, making a run in, calling for that ball, and they're just not picking their head up to find her. If they can get her that ball, she's making good runs into space to get a turn and a shot.
Back for Courier. Settles. Rom. Waldsmith jars it free. Barrels her way through. Foul against Burrell.
You're gonna have, it's gonna be a ton of running. You go until you drop.
Allie McMahon gets set to check in for Burrell. Buccaneers team that features just 3 seniors on it. For Quaker Valley,
and Jack,
just 2.
The advice that she got there, that the microphone picked up, was there's going to be a lot of running. You're going to have to go till you drop. So it shows the mentality in these games.
Bosch can't slip it through the cracks, but another corner earned. Quaker Valley continues to chip away. In comes McMahon. This Buccaneers defense allowed just a shade under a goal a game on the year. Quaker Valley scored over 60 on the season.
This will be a corner kick.
Quakers trying to regain their once lead. It's Duckstein on the corner to try and help the Quaker Valley Quakers snap a 30-plus year drought without a title. Floated away and knocked away. Householder cleans it up. Courier resets. Cariotis. Kohler can't control.
Hey, Allie McMahon, you and Micaiah gotta get your sides right.
Gatehouse nudges it back for Modrovic. Bosch switches. Wallace, too heavy. McMahon, the freshman.
Buchak making a run in behind.
Buchak, she's got the equalizer. She's been the difference maker in this playoff run for the number 9 seeded Buccaneers.
Great first touch.
And Jack, when Burrell's getting the counter here, Maggie Nesco is finding a little pocket of space in the center of the field with no defenders around her. If they can find feet there, she can swing it to the other side and try to get that opportunity.
Miller. Cariotis, great slide by Hanley to break it up.
Yeah, good defending again by Hanley.
Here comes Gatehouse. Baker tries to get there, and Householder decks her, but no whistle. Miko can't take the edge.
Yeah, so she originally said play on there, Jack, on the first foul, and then as they lost the ball, she's bringing the ball back to the spot of that original foul.
Less than 15 minutes remain in this second half. Deadlocked at 1. Annabelle Miko struck first for Quaker Valley, but then it was Micaiah Buchak of Burrell that equalized things minutes later. Neither team can take a lead in the next 13:56. We head to overtime.
This is shooting range, Jack, with only 3 players in the wall.
It's Miko for the lead. Saved! Borchakowski right there. Gatehouse finds Modrovic. Hanley tries to slot for Miko. Throwing for Quaker Valley. Quaker Valley has had a lot of success with all of the great team chemistry that they've had all season long. Coming into the year, this Quaker Valley team came up with 4 goals. Go undefeated at home, win by a shutout at all home games, win the section, and make the playoffs. They accomplished 3 of those 4 goals, trying to add a new one to the list. Here comes Nesco, stumbles. Check that, that's McMahon. It's now Nesco on the loft shot. And it goes wide, but another good run by Burrell, showing that they've still got some steam left.
Yeah, and as Miller touched that ball into space, she picked her head up and she saw that little lane and she played it right into it. It was a really good idea there and a good run. Jack, to your point earlier, this is a Burrell team that only has 3 seniors. So you have to like their chances of continuing to make runs here in the next coming years because they just continue to push everything forward with their young team.
Like we mentioned also about coming into the playoffs, really that win against Mount Pleasant, I think, kind of sent shockwaves as Walt Smith checks in for Burrell throughout the entire WPIAL. That was a Mount Pleasant team that was arguably the best team in 2A, or at least one of them, to say the least. And they get shut out, not to mention 4 goals scored on them. Micaiah Buchak has 2 of the 4 goals for Burrell in that win, but still, a 9 seed beating up on a team like that, it really kind of catches people's eyes.
And that was a team loaded with experience. So the fact that they were able to do that with their young core shows you how bright the future is.
Race for the 50-50. Baker. The goal kick comes for Barczykowski. It might be an inexperienced team on the field for Burrell, Mike, but how important is it having an upperclassman like Dana Barczykowski in goal to kind of be that guiding force, maybe that calming presence?
Yeah, it's huge because you know that she's going to be able to make these saves, and from there it gives you the mentality that, okay, we can go to goal, we can push our offense up and trust her back there.
Hanley. Walt Smith. Drops back for Nesco. Kariotis chips it ahead. Ricochets around. In comes Kariotis out of nowhere. Buchak barges back with it. Tries to split the difference. And a throw in for Quaker Valley. Winding down to the final 10 minutes in regulation. If we stay tied at 1, we head to overtime. If that's not enough, we go to overtime 2. And if that's not enough, we go to a penalty kick shootout. Kariotis finds an opening, fires! Ajok stays calm and collected.
Kariotis with the left-footed shot there. We see the ball bouncing. She times the shot. Doesn't quite get the connection that she wants there, but still puts one on frame and tests the goalie.
Right now, Burrell with the upper hand in the shot department, 13-8, 7-on-5 on goal.
Great run.
But Bosch with a chance to take a lead, and it's cleared away. Bosch on the second try, it sneaks home, put through by Baker. Quaker Valley leads 2-1.
Jack, it started with a great pass through the center. They swung the ball to the left. Fantastic run in behind. They slot the ball. And then as they drop it back, just an easy tap in there. And we'll get a better look at it from here, but ball gets slotted back across. 16 is on the goal line. Yeah, she's on sides, and really good finish with the left foot.
Lily Baker, the freshman, with the biggest goal of her life. Waller wants more. Householder switches. Annabelle Miko credited with the assist, so she's got her fingerprints on both goals. And now Quaker Valley back in front and 9 minutes away from a third ever title and snapping one of the longest droughts in the district without a title, 30 plus years. The first one since 1992.
When Quaker Valley slows the game down and connects their passes, they're a special team. And we saw that maybe 2 or 3 times this game where they ping the ball around and have a really good run into space. But that was a fantastic goal.
Give credit to Bosch on that chaos because she's the one that drew all that attention.
Yeah.
Miko actually flicked it on goal, and then it was Baker that just shoved it back into the net. They just try to put a period at the end of the sentence.
Yeah, and hats off to Katie Kohler on that one. She was on the line trying to be like a second goalkeeper to try to block the shots as they were coming in. But a really good job by Quaker Valley to just crash the net and finish.
Miko. Back for Nesco as crunch time ensues for these two teams. Time is of the essence for Burrell if they want to find another equalizer and keep this match going and keep their chances at a first ever title alive. Miller tries to locate Hanley through the cracks. And now this becomes kind of a glorified game of keep away for the Quakers.
Yeah, and one of the things that Burrell has going against them right now is that Miller has made so many runs back and forth that she's clearly tired. So you can't really send her into space as much anymore, so you're going to rely on Buchak to start making those runs in.
It's Buchak. Has been clutch all playoffs long. Trying to continue to do that here today. Great defense by Bosch. Householder. Hey, Jock. Has to come out with Waldsmith flying ahead. Time continues to tick away on the Burrell Buccaneers. Their Cinderella run potentially coming to an end here in the championship. Quaker Valley, a team coming into this one, had not tasted championship glory in 32 years. Have a chance to change that, though, in the next 6:20. Parker Moore gets hit with the foul, and more time gobbled up off the clock.
And now you're in a spot where you can go up by 2 goals with 6 minutes left if you can serve this on frame.
Clock stops at 6:04. It's Mia Modrovic into the wall.
Yeah, good job by the wall to block that.
This allows more time, though, to get gobbled up off the clock for this Quaker Valley team. Rom, the couple swivels. Modrovic decks Miller. Modrovic hit with the foul.
Yeah, Miller's slow to get up.
Hey, Emma!
Reaching for the back of her head there.
Katie, go up! Katie, go up! Emma, center back!
It's a Buccaneers team that, again, they've got a lot of youth that have guided them to this point. Quaker Valley, though, the same thing. Waller with a good run. Householder shoves it out of play. It took more than 5 minutes until Quaker Valley is crowned champions of the WPIAL. Have to hold on to this 1-goal lead. Nesco nudges it back for Householder. Stays with the Quakers. It was Annabelle Miko that broke open the scoring. Then Micaiah Buchak tied things up for Burrell. Then it was Lily Baker that has put in arguably the biggest goal of her life as a freshman. A corner kick here for the Quakers. Duckstein to take it. To find an insurance goal here in the championship.
There's a player making a run in short there if they thought about it.
Good ball. Bosch heads and saved. Borchakowski smothers it.
So now Burrell's really going to have to push up now with 4 minutes left.
Less than 4 minutes remain until Burrell's Cinderella run comes to a screeching halt in the title. Nesco trying to write a different outcome, though, for this Burrell team.
In the second half, Quaker Valley has just done such a good job of possessing the ball, Jack.
Wilson. Householder. Time is of the essence for the Buccaneers. Try and find that late equalizer. To remind you, though, they won in the semis with 16 seconds to remain.
There's a chance if they can cross this one in.
Waldsmith slices on top of the goal. Frustrated size by the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that was a very close effort there, but she did a really good job. As we see the defender, she gets around her. She serves in a cross, and that wasn't too far off, Jack, from actually bending in there.
Buccaneer faithful trying to encourage their team to get back into this one, but right now, a tall task to overcome. 2.5 minutes to play, down by 1 in the title. Quaker Valley's first appearance since 03. They went back-to-back in 02 and 03, lost both times to Swickley Academy. These young ladies trying to get redemption for those 2 years as teams. Foul against Burrell, much to the chagrin of Buccaneer faithful.
Yeah, that's tough because you would have had a throw in there deep in your offensive zone, and unfortunately for Burrell, it's coming back out now.
Bosch, less than 2 to play. Kohler, Miller, weaves, unloads, blocked, corner.
Well, they put 2 in the semifinal, right? So now they're going to have a chance with a 1.5 minutes left.
Corner kick.
Scored the game-winning goal with 16 seconds left against South Park. Trying to find some more magic here.
And Jack, they were originally keeping a defender back, but now she's running up for a short ball here.
Wilson. Hayjock climbs the ladder.
Yeah, great save in a high-pressure moment with a lot of people around her. She reads it well. She sees the ball coming in. She comes out to the 6, snags it.
1 minute until Quaker Valley are the champions. Waller. Quakers trying to pour salt in the wound.
There's a player backside that's wide open, Jack, if they can cross this.
A throw in for the Quakers, and all Burrell can do is hope they get a takeaway and a quick counter. But that becomes a mountainous task for them.
Yeah, so 30 seconds left for Burrell. They're going to have to push everybody up, get a quick throw, and try to get numbers. It's a handball there.
Gatehouse gets hit with it, 26 seconds and counting. Burrell's got to hurry. They find Buchak. Can she be the hero again? Waldsmith with 16 to play.
Great defending there. She's going to high press here and try to pin him in for the win.
8, 7,
Final 7
6,
seconds. A community that has waited so long. Well, you don't have to wait any longer. For the first time since 1992, Quaker Valley stands alone at the mountaintop, and they're WPIAL champions.
2024 WPIAL Class 2A champions.
The Burrell Buccaneers come up short in their Cinderella run.
Good job, girl!
But this Buccaneers team, just based on their reaction, they know that this is not the last time that they'll be in this position.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be back, Jack. They just had a lot of talent and really good job knocking the ball around. But this Quaker Valley team, when they decide to possess the ball, they're at a class of their own. And they really demonstrated that, especially on the second goal. Really, really great job by both of these teams, and good luck to both of them in the state tournament.
Annabelle Miko got things started for Quaker Valley. Micaiah Buchak equalized it for Burrell, but Lily Baker has put herself down as one of the most important players in Quaker Valley history as just a freshman, scoring the go-ahead goal to help Quaker Valley to a 3rd ever title. I want to give a big shout out to our entire crew here in Game 1 of 4 today. David Oliverio, Ricky Pitzer, Dan Flickinger, Mike Powers. This is Jack Ridenauer signing off. Never saying goodbye, just to see you later. We'll see you in a little bit right here on NFHS Network.